Yo guys, how's it going? We're back again with Lenny and the struggle, the mission that is doing all of this OSL. Now we need to finish Lenny this week. We've got a very short month, obviously being February. We need to get on with painting our other giveaway mini, which means we've only got a couple of streams left to get Lenny done. Here's where he's at so far. You can see we've got that bright fire OSL coming in from that furnace. We have finished our green. Too many sprues! Thank you for that host. And Des, thank you for that host earlier on as well. We've done our green light coming from this palm scanner. That's illuminating the hammer, the back of Carl, Lenny's fist, and a few other areas of him. This is where we're needing to focus today. We want to try and get all of Lenny finished off today. Then all it remains is the scenery, the outside areas, the rest of the things that make up the diorama. Then we can get it all on a base, and we're kind of good to go. In the chat, we've got Gumbalina, Viking XDK, Archon Castles, Nemod, Too Many Sprues, Leech 342, and of course, Datsun Des. How you guys all doing? Hope you've had a good day. I've had a very productive day painting a metric fuck ton of Blood Angels. We have blocked in all of the black on this entire commission, apart from a few spots on a tank. That's not bad going, I think. It's not bad going. Tomorrow, it's going to be all about that metal. Hammering that out. Got to be done. Got to be done. So, let's get to it. Like we did last time. Donna-chan, how you doing? Much better day, have running water again. I'm glad, dude. Really glad. We've mapped out the colours that we've used for our OSL. The red, the yellow, the mouth white highlight. We've got some Cadian flesh tone. We start building this up towards getting those highlights on our flesh tone of Lenny. Once we've got this done, then we'll start using emerald and mixing that up for a method of getting Carl's flesh tone sorted out. So doing like Cadian flesh, mixing in some red, mixing in some yellow, decent amount of that. Then mixing in that Menoth white highlight. Because what we want to do is put on a final highlight to this skin that has the same tones as the flesh before we laid on our OSL. And then it includes the effect of that OSL. So going through a strong progression of colours for this, just to be sure that we've got all of that in there. Right, get some water on my palette, and I think some water in me because I've got something in my throat. That's better. Right. So let's get to it. What's everyone up to today? Anyone been doing some hobby? Anyone just been chilling? Jaeger and Scrublord, how you guys doing? Alright, there is Leonard in all his glory. Right. Thin this down even further, because now we're looking at doing not quite volumetric highlights, but we need to get some highlights that are softer on things like the knee and so on now. So by keeping our paint thin, this will go on as a little bit of a glaze, not like a full glaze, and just help showcase those softer edges that still need a highlight to draw attention to them. All about hitting that right consistency now. Plenty of hobby. Awesome, dude. You've been drinking paint water again, Jay. I mean, only what I take off the brush. You know, we're weaning off. And a much better day today than I had yesterday. I was stuck in traffic over in East London. It took over 3.5 hours to get home instead of an hour. Bugger that. You did some painting. Awesome, dude. I've transferred to one of the best part of 30 Marines. I just can't face it tonight. Leech, I'll tell you what, bro. Just do 10. Just do 10. We will sit here as a community, channel energy to you to get those 10 done. Just do 10. Just do it piecemeal. I have also got to do transfers on 30 Marines and a tank. I don't like it either, dude. So, you know, it's one of those things we've just got to get through that pain. It is what it is. Doing a cron. Thank you for the follow. Speaking of doing a cron, we've got about a week and a half to go until the Necronathon. Oh yeah. Gonna be great. Gonna be great. I've got the Silent King about a third assembled now. I was gonna try and do a little bit more on that today, but it took up to, I think I finished work at 20 past 8 getting all this black done. It's been a long day of literally just painting black base coats. Nothing else. Just that. Right, that is a different shade. That's a much darker shade. So I can't use this highlight here, but we could use it up here on some of the muscle striations that we've got on Lenny's chest. So we'll mix a little bit more red into the highlight for the feet. Necronathon 2, Judgment Spray. I mean, that's kind of close. I should be getting all the minis back from Nick, who's been building them, by Friday. So we can start getting some promotional material made up. And this weekend we'll get up a video for the lists. I won't say contest, but the sort of lists event that we're doing. For those of you who don't know that, and I'd be very surprised if anyone here at this stage of the stream doesn't know what's going on with that, exclamation point list in the chat. It is the stream's anniversary in April. And last year we gave away, well, we raffled off, rather than gave away, we raffled off and sent out to somebody a custom paint job, custom sculpt Chaos Knight. It was awesome. But it has sat in the winner's glass cabinet, their display case, ever since then, and has never seen a game table. And so, as a result, this time round, I want to make sure that we do something that's going to get played with. So I'm asking you guys to come up with an army list. Get the chat to vote on it. So follow the link in there. Read the pinned post. It's important. Write a list. Vote for yourself. And then get other people to vote for your list. We'll take the top, say, 5. And over the Necronathon weekend, we will get people to vote for their favourite out of that 5. After I've possibly tweaked the lists just a little bit. It might be that a list gets voted in that I think, you know what, we can do more than that. We're not challenging ourselves quite hard enough. It might be that, you know what, Carnifexes come in boxes of 2. Why would I only paint 1? Necronathon Part 2, are you mad? Fuck no, I'm not mad. I gave it away. Nah, man, I love doing the long streams. Like the full weekend events, they're great fun. We've got prize support from Strata Miniatures, Rival Crafts for this weekend. Maybe more. Maybe more. I'm just getting the highlights now on that foot. We've still got the general, like, ambient level light highlights to do. So on things like the manacles and that's still a manacle, I guess. So still all those things to do. At the moment, we're just concentrating on the things that are all about Lenny. Like the hammer is going to be a tricky one to do. This is Jay we're talking about. First one that he killed me. No. Didn't. Not even close. It was hard. Don't get me wrong. It was fuck hard work. But nearly killed me? Like, no. No. I was still streaming with Mikey on the Monday. You know? Toonie Spruce, you're doing some legendary work right there, bro. Keep it up. But yeah, the big streams, the long streams, the event streams, they're always fun. They're in fact usually hilarious. And I love doing them. Giveaway streams are one of the best things to do. Because it's my way to give back to you guys. Also, Gumballina, yes, contrast paint done through an airbrush does work really well. Remember the puns. There were some puns. There were some puns. But it was good. It was great fun. I enjoyed it. I know you guys, for the most part, enjoyed it. Don't think we had anyone that was like, no, this is bullshit, bro. So, you know. Okay, just got to highlight the inside line on these toes. Looking good. We've still got the emerald kind of flesh tone to put in on this as well. So there's a lot of work to do to get those put in, I'm sure. Just try and pick out some of the sort of high points there. The most prominent areas of each of these muscle groups here in his shoulder. Help keep that detail coming through. Need those to be softer though, so I need to work towards a definite glaze now. Probably do 3 or 4 passes with each one. You can always do many thin coats, but you can't really thin down a coat you've already put on there. So, Haggis Hunter, how you doing? What's up when we got donut seeds? Oh fuck! Is that a "your mum so stupid" joke? I think it was, wasn't it? For Cheerios with donut seeds. That's it. Fucking hell, that. Oh, your mama jokes are right up there with the highest form of humour. You know. Bantos Darms, how you doing? I see, man, not good. Oh fuck, dude. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. That's a rough day. It's a really rough day. Hopefully we can take your mind off it for a little bit. Like, I know I'm going to outlive Meep. Probably. And it's going to fucking kill me the day she goes. That's a given. Crownblade, how you doing, bro? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good evening. Yes, we're highlighting a nip. Okay, it's just a careful highlight, just to accentuate that nip. Gonna have to do this one as well, I'm afraid. Okay. So we're starting to build those up. The arm needs a lot more work done on it. That is not smooth at all. And really need some to help that along a little bit. But let's focus on this shoulder for now. And just sort of get all of the rough highlights down. We can then come back in and start to just sort of smooth out a little bit as we go. Remember, these are the areas that we glazed in that emerald as well. So at some point we're going to have to come back in and just tint this area just a touch towards that. Probably just predominantly in the recesses though. On the light from here to be very much overpowering that. Rival Sarah, how you doing? It's Lenny, not Larry. Thank you very much. And he's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty beasty. Last stream, we finished off all of this side of him basically. So we've got this really, really nice green glow from the palm scanner device just there. We've done these two little green, like little LED lights just there in the distance. But all of that really, really powerful green was done last stream. And then here's where we got up to. We just did the head and we just did the hand, and that was about as far as we got. Now we're starting to come in and build up the highlights from that furnace. Really work towards getting something that is a little bit more polished than just some airbrush work. But how are you? How's things? I bet you're still buzzing after our chat yesterday. Looking again, huge migraine. Sorry to hear that, dude. Stufflin, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Brilliant. Your mama's so fat she puts a belt on with a boomerang. Awesome. Awesome. That's it. I want everyone's best your mama joke right now. And remember guys, they're jokes. Don't anybody take any of this shit personally. It's all done just to put a smile on somebody's face. That's it. But let's get some quality your mama jokes. Yeah, I'll bet. I'll bet. It'll be fine. Honestly, it'll be absolutely fine. Just going to glaze that down a little. It'll keep some of that brighter highlight there, but just take away some of it a little. And I need to work up a little brighter. And just a little tidier on these. Help get those muscle bellies come through. I need to be very careful here that we don't go too far around the side. See this? We've got those shadows in just the right places, I think, to give that definitely the effect of being illuminated. This is what we're going for. So if I jumped in the air and got stuck. Don't love that one. A picture of last Christmas and it's still printing. That's a fun. That's a good one. Went to the dentist to connect to Bluetooth. I like that one. That's a quality your mama joke. Alright, working up a little brighter. Again, working in pretty much glazes right now. Went to the dentist to fit a Bluetooth. Love it. I mean, don't get me wrong. She thought Cheerios. Your mum was so stupid. She thought Cheerios with donut seeds is still currently king of the yo mama jokes. But maybe I should say queen of the yo mama jokes. Dave Frag, cheers for the follow. Welcome to the stream. You also fact a smaller fat people ordering her. I've heard that one. Also fact I swerved a mystery in my car and ran out of gas. Oh! That's a mama joke. So far as she got on the scale, it said, I need your weight, not your phone number. Nice. It was so ugly she made one direction go another direction. That one was kind of weak. Sarah, that was a good one. That was a good one. Shoulder's looking pretty good. Don't want to do too much of a highlight here because the head's kind of there to put a little shadow over that area, but I think it needs it. So we'll start from about here and work around. You see we're doing lots and lots and lots of very small highlights, just inspecting everything. Just to be sure that we've got the right highlight in the right place and the right value of it, like the correct brightness. You're not so ugly, should we read that one. You're not so fat when she goes camping, the bears hide their food. Nice. Is there going to be a guard down where you have your hand? Here? No. So what we've done is we've taken this as being kind of a like energy gate. And this is a palm scanner, and he's scanned possibly some dead dude's like hand on that, which has then been secreted back in Carl's robes. The energy gate has dissipated, so the flashing lights that would normally be like amber lights flashing have gone green to show you can go through. And then that is going to be totally didn't just nearly knock over one part of this diorama. That is going to be directly in front of the furnace that Lenny has already been sort of smashing in a little bit. So got loads of story to go alongside of this. It's looking good so far. I like it anyway. I know AJ likes it because it's his mini. He's the guy that won this in last month's mystery giveaway. You also fat she brought a spoon to the Super Bowl. It's good. You're so fat Dora can't explore it. That's just weird. That one's just weird. No. I'm also stupid she put 2 quarters in her ears until she listened to 50 Cent. I'm also fat her blood type is ragu. Nice. No, definitely not Dark Lord of Caliban. No LED lights at all. I know a lot of people think they look cool. I think they just look tacky. And I'd rather do a painted light source like this than something like that. There's a guy, his name's Dave Colwell on Instagram, and he does loads of stuff with LEDs, with like fiber optics and that sort of thing, where he lights up the inside of like plasma guns and stuff. It's really, really well done. You know, it's very cool. And it's probably the best version of an LED light up on a mini I've ever seen. But it's still just not for me. So. Most of the Freddy Krueger nightmares. Your mum is so fat, she was a Star Wars character. Her name would be Admiral Snackbar. Oh, I actually understood that Star Wars joke. Quality. Quality. But yeah, if we were putting LEDs in the furnace, there'd be no point in doing all this painting. Because the LED we'd just make super bright. And it would cast all these lights and shadows for us. So, Kets, what up, dude? How you doing? Oh, there's even I understood that Battlestar Galactica reference. Right, that arm I think is pretty much done. We go a little brighter with another highlight in a bit, but for now I just want to work over here a little more. Make sure we got the right balance and everything. You're not so stupid you take battery up her ass to say they got the power. That's just nasty. That's nasty. I mean, maybe she thought she was the Duracell bunny at that point. Here we go. How's that looking? It's kind of getting there. Doing good, mate. Yourself? I looked at those 2 websites you sent me. Found some good samples on the second one. Got a quick one of the humidifier box. Worth getting the bags. So, what you should do is you should buy a good Tupperware container, much like this one, that has like a gasket in the lid, and something called a Boveda Pack, which looks crazily like this, in fact. Seeing as I have a couple of them on my desk right now from a delivery that I took yesterday. And put those in that container and store your cigars in that, out of direct light, out of extreme heat or cold. And there's many different Boveda packs. For someone that's sort of just starting out, I suggest the 69s. Because they're good, not for the meme. Once you get a palette for cigars and so on, then you might want to adjust that to your own particular light taste. But for me, I store mine at around 65 to 62 RH. And it's kind of up to you as to how you want to keep them and smoke them. But there you go. Danny, how you doing? You also faxed me the KFC. The cashier asked what size bucket. You said the one on the roof. Nice. Master Mice, went for 5k run this morning once around your mum's fat. Nice. Yo, mama's so stupid she thinks Tiger Woods is the forest in India. Wow. Dear oh dear. The Iwata is amazing. Your mama's so small she could paraglide on a Dorito. And we've gone in no direction with that one. So that's good. Short 2-pack Shakur was a Jew. Oh, fucking hell. Alright, so we're going to work a little brighter again on these. We're going to come in with that emerald and just sort of fade in some of the recesses a little bit more. But it's just about getting those skin tones looking like the right value all over. I think what we need to do though, there's a few recesses there that are just a little too wide, I think. Take some of that original colour, glaze that right down, and just try and take away some of that recess shade, just a little, not a lot. That might take a coat or two, but that just that first one's made enough of a difference, I think, actually. You also fat her belt size is the equator. That's a classic. It's an oldie. Hasn't necessarily stood the test of time. I think Sarah still wins. Sarah still wins. She thought Moby Dick way. You only know the oldies. Well, that your social life might need upgrade. That's what I'm going to say there. Right. Let's see how we're getting on now after these. Right. I think that shoulder is about right. So now what we need to do is just double check some of these. So you can't actually see any of this from there. So that needs to be gone back over with some shadow and just darkened down, like this part of his arm musculature. I mean, for definite. Do you just want to get another little highlight on his other chest muscle, though, just to soften the entry of this highlight we put on already. Shit. A little too much paint on the brush. It's got the glaze pooling in a recess there, so you just pulled that out. Let's give that another try. There you go. Okay. Gonna go a little brighter now. And this might be a mistake, so we're ready to abort this and glaze back over it with the darker colours. That's why we've kept the sort of spectrum that we're using currently on our palette. So far, it would take me about 12 years to paint her. Surely that would be like, yo, mama's so fat, Mohawk's airbrush would be a car body sprayer. One was born, how's your younger sibling? Grimgar, that one is legendary. I like it. She didn't laugh at the pavement cracked up. Nice. Can't leave spend nothing about your mama jokes. Hey, listen. There's some good material in that. Everyone loves a good Yo Mama joke. Sarah is clearly queen of the Yo Mama jokes. You know, it is Pancake Day. It is Pancake Day, Shrove Tuesday, to give it its correct name, I suppose. Did anyone have pancakes today? I did not. I did not have pancakes today. I'm having pancakes with Jackie tomorrow. Jagged Des tried that one twice in the Hellstorm stream yesterday. I didn't read it out or react to it in any way. Shot you down hard, Des. Like, bam. So come on, let's get some pancake meals coming out of the stream. What does you all have? Blueberry and maple syrup. That's a good one. That's a good one. But it is unfortunately missing bacon. And yes, blueberry, bacon, and maple syrup pancakes are seriously the bomb. All three together. It's not too much. I don't care what anyone says. It's not too much. It's just right. Ugh. Jackie and I are making some of those tomorrow, and we're going to go proper old school English and make some English pancakes. They're very thin, almost like crepes, with some sultanas and lemon. A little bit of sugar, done. Blueberry and banana, nice. Pancake Day is pagan and was co-opted. My girlfriend is pagan, so, you know, it's good. Cayenne and apricot preserve. Damn, that sounds good. That sounds good. I had a pancake coated in tomato sauce, cheese, and pepperoni. Sarah, you can have sweet and bacon. To that note, I've made bacon milkshakes and I've eaten bacon flavor ice cream. Both these things. I don't like eggs and maple syrup. I don't know why. That combo that doesn't do it for me, despite the fact that good ice cream made from eggs and, you know, all that. But maple bacon. No, you do, for a milkshake, you do candied bacon. So you take bacon and then you put it on a very well-greased, like, non-stick sheet, because this is going to stick like a motherfucker. And then you cover it in maple syrup and some sugar. And you let it go to what would normally be extra crispy, because there's a lot of extra fluid in the maple syrup. It just crystallizes. And then, goddamn. You take that, you make yourself up a nice, like, good vanilla milkshake. You stuff a load of maple syrup into. Then you throw in some crushed up bits of that bacon. And then you put bacon, like, almost like wafers in the top of it. Bacon milkshake. So good. Sarah, careful with that. Full pancake English breakfast for breakfast. Had pancakes for lunch and pancakes for dinner at Lemonshire. Nice. You went full on pancake. Like, you got an IHOP on that shit. I've eaten at an IHOP in, of all places, Dubai, and was severely unimpressed, but my ex was desperate to go there. I had chicken and waffles. Yeah. The Woodster, cheers for the follow. Welcome to the stream. The Daddy, how you doing? IHOP was meh. IHOP is meh. Just couldn't really understand the point of it. Like, where was the attraction in any of that food? It was just a bit meh. Alright, brightest highlight we're going to do on the skin, I think. Again, we're going very, very, very thin with this, so it might need just a couple of passes, but we'll be okay. Just going to hit some of these ones that we did on the face again. That did not work at the top there. Let's just brush that away. That's better. We need to just come in here and hit some of these recesses as well. This guy's face, let's be honest, is a bit of a fucking mess. I mean, structurally, rather than the painting. The painting's, I feel, okay, but there's just... I mean, the Elephant Man looks like Brad Pitt in comparison to this dude. Totally regret that comment, don't worry. I'll bet you did. I'll bet you did. The Worcester, thank you very much, dude. Thank you very, very much. Let's not talk about Blue Waffle at all. You got pancakes tomorrow. Well, I am having pancakes tomorrow. That's going to be pancake day. So today was reasonably healthy. Chicken, a bit of salad. It's good. Was good. Wasn't like the most fulfilling meal I've ever eaten in my life, but you know, it was good. Got pancakes tomorrow, so something to look forward to. All right. I think I'm reasonably okay with that skin. I think that's worked out alright. Like I said, we've got a few bits, like this part of his arm here, that needs to be taken back to shadow because that doesn't get any light at all. But otherwise, I'm kind of good with that. Right, let's get some of that shadow put back in. So for the flesh tones, we've got some Flesh Wash from the Army Painter Quick Shade range. This is what we used originally when we were laying down our values on the model. So this should match. But we can't just put it on as it is because it's way too dark and way too thick. So we need to glaze this into the shadows to enable us to be able to do that. What the fuck are you talking about, Toony Spruce? Oh, I see. Matter, how you doing? Letty climbed the tree, the ugly tree, and fell, hitting every branch on the way down and climbed back up it. Yeah. I'll print you one. Redeem to tell us a story. What story? What do you want a story about? You tell me a topic, and if I've got a story about that topic, I'll tell you that story. If not, I'll give you another topic. Well, you'll have to give me another copy. Tell me a bedtime story. None of my stories are bedtime stories. There are some stories that probably shouldn't say on stream. They're about a bedtime, but no. I mean, we could do the Tony Stark. Once upon a time as a princess, and she went to bed. That's it. The end. Well, I feel that's a good bedtime story. I was gonna say tourney story. Okay, good tournament story. Okay, I've told this one on stream before, but we can tell you both a tournament and bedtime story now I come to think about it. So, the very first tournament that I went to when I got back into the hobby this time round was one of the Hellstorm events. It's the first Hellstorm event, in fact. Commissar Bob, how you doing, dude? And myself and my buddy Marley went. We knew of Mikey from the YouTube channel. And Mikey decided, like a lot of tournament organisers do these days, that once he'd sold the tickets to the event, he would set up a WhatsApp group so that the players could get to know each other before the event. And that chat became the Hellstorm chat, which then became the Hellstorm Veterans chat. So anyone that went to any Hellstorm tournament gets kind of invited to this super chat full of people. Okay. Can I stop, Bob? No worries, dude. I hope you have fun gaming. We look friendly. Anyway, in the chat, there's probably about 60 odd people. And there's people like the Colonel from Tabletop. I don't know if anyone remembers him. He's not been about really for the last few years, but he was going. I actually played him. That was my game one. We're host friendly as well. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Very host friendly. It is. I tell you what, I won't interrupt the story, but we've got some important business to get to in a minute. Anyway, because this was up in Mansfield and I didn't want to drive on the morning of an event, play an event, and then drive back, because I'd be fucking dead to the world. Driving just tires me out. I get kind of sleepy at the end. And so we booked an Airbnb. Now, it happened to be this Airbnb was literally 100 yards down a side street next to the venue. So we were like, we fucking lucked out here. This is sweet. And it cost us not a lot. It was about 50 quid each for 2 nights. So not Not a lot of money at all. Anyway, this guy in the chat, about a week before the event, says, really sorry guys, I'm going to have to pull out. Something's gone wrong with his funding, whatever. Some bollocks. And he can't afford to stay somewhere. And there's no like public transport at the right time of the day, or whatever. Some bullshit story, basically. And this is a guy called Rocco. And Rocco is semi-famous in certain 40k circles for being a bit of a sponge. But Marley and I wanted to make a good impression on the group that we'd sort of just joined. And not being complete selfish bastards, basically. Had a conversation amongst ourselves. And we were like, well, there's a sofa at this place. It looks a bit small, but, at least he could sleep on that, And Mikey said, look, I'll tell you what, I'll ask Mikey what he's like. And then we'll go from there. Main unit, how you doing, bro? Having some technical issues? Damn, unlucky. So, Marley asked Mikey, like, right, what's this guy like? Now, the answer that was given is an answer that we both took in different ways. Chat was broken. Oh, not this again. Alright, hopefully no one else is having that same issue. When Mikey said to him, he's alright, he's a normal guy. It's like, he's the sort of guy that you'd find painting in a Games Workshop store all day. Now Marley went, oh, it must be alright. I went, fuck no. No. But by that point, it was too late. Now, having spent time in a Games Workshop and worked for a Games Workshop, I know from experience that the kind of people you get in there that spend all day in there painting, all day, are usually very special individuals. Like special. I wouldn't like to call it, if I'm honest. That's where we're at with that. I would say needs adult supervision at all times. Just under normal circumstances. But that's, But yeah, normally those people are a bit special, just a touch. And so I had a different reaction to Marley. Now, we've got to the tournament. Paintbrushes up nose, bangs head on desk more like. I think it's more like Rival Sarah's has got it absolutely to the... It's the equivalent to the guy who sits at the end of a bar all day, propping it up and slightly pissing himself. And you're more accurate than you know for this one. By the way, go to Airbrush tomorrow. Any tips? Keep your tip clean. I mean, that's a big question to ask, bro. You've watched the streams a lot. You've heard everything I have to say on that subject, pretty much. So just take your time. Make sure everything's clean. Clean the shit out of it tomorrow, like the day after. Sorry, immediately after, when you do it tomorrow. Gumballina is multi-purpose, that one. It's good life and airbrush advice. I feel like I'm doing a solid public service with this. Right, here's some of that emerald that we're working in. We've mixed this down with some Cadian flesh tone and some of the flesh wash, just to get this into the recesses and just change the hue a little bit. Anyway, we got to the tournament, and Mikey's been really, really lax with the painting rules. There's no 3-color minimum, but the stipulation to it was you have to have an army that looks like you've made the effort to get it looking as nice as you can do. Now, I think that's a pretty lenient, set of painting restrictions. All you've got to do is make an effort to paint your toys and get them to look good. That's all right. That's super, super inclusive. I like that. That's good. But we get there at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon the day before. And lo and behold, Rocco is sat at a table still painting his minis. Hasn't even got his army painted, let alone to a standard that looks like he's made an effort. So we're like, hey, you're Rocco, my name's Jay, this is Marley, you're kipping at the Airbnb down the road with us this evening, you're like, oh, well, you say I'll be kipping there, but to be honest, I know you're up all night painting. Right. Okay, cool. I'm already thinking, I don't want to talk to you. At all. This is Marley's fault. He can deal with you. So I turn around and start talking to other people. Every now and again, all I hear is, well, I'm nearly done. All I've got to do is to trim on another 18 Emperor's Children. Because, yes, that's right. Slaanesh player. Fucking weirdo. Slaanesh player. All kind of checks out. Every part of it suddenly makes sense. So we all went out for dinner. In fact, no, actually, I think that night we just went down to the Chippy. And, right, now using the same colour we just used to do a recess here on Carl as a highlight, because a lot of his skin was a little bit more of a greenish hue. So, we head back to the B&B. And this absolute fucking specimen, Gumballina, stereotypes exist for a reason, and that, most weird 40k players I've met have been Slaanesh players. Now, one of the best games I had at No Retreat was against an army that was Slaanesh with one Zench demon. But it was all Slaanesh. Phil is a fucking legend, loving the bits. So they're not all like that, I'm aware. But if you had to point to a demographic of 40k players based on the army they played as fucking weirdos, it would be those. Or it would be the ones that convert way too much shit for their orc army. Got a story about one of them at some point as well. Anyway, we get back. I'm like, you know what, mate? It's kind of late-ish. It's like 10:30. I've driven a lot that day, so I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night. See you in the morning. We'll get up like 7 or so. Get some breakfast. Ready to get there for 8:30 for registration and so on. I get this kind of like weird honking noise from him as he's continually trying to paint his Emperor's Children army. I think at that point he's literally just started to paint a Hellbrute. And it's a metal box knot Hellbrute. He's just starting to paint it. It's 10:30 at night. So I go to bed, got my alarm set. It's a comfortable enough room, be to sleep. I'm woken up I don't sleep too well in strange rooms. And so any kind of extra bits of noise will just sort of pull me out of my slumber. Anything that I don't recognize the sound of, basically. Just a little bit like on alert. Woken up. I can't... There's no light out the window. And we're in August, so dawn is early. So I'm like, it must be fucking late. What's that fucking noise? And there is this really fucking weird noise. I can't quite explain it. If I do it, it's going to sound really, really, really dumb. So I just cut to the punchline for it. It is every exhalation of breath from Rocco. No, Jaeger, I mean, it could have been a climax, I guess. I dread to think, but every fucking exhalation. Jesus, that's some loud snoring. He's sleeping in the living room below me. For fuck's sake. Fucking prick. Oh, just want to sleep. So, I manage to get back to sleep somehow. I'm one of those people that once I'm awake, I'm kind of awake. But again, my sleep is somewhat fitful, and there's no real like rest or anything. And so, the morning arrives. A little later on, I'm woken up again by the sound of this complete fucking specimen and his snoring. But this time, you hear both sides of the breath, the in and the out. And there's lots of... The fuck kind of snoring is this? This is someone fucking putting one on. Like, this is fake. This is someone winding me up. No. No, it's not. That goes on. This is about 5:30 in the morning. That starts. Just literally dropped my fucking airbrush. What the fuck? Well, listen, that's another airbrush tip. Commissar Bob, don't drop your airbrush. So, the next thing I hear, about 25 minutes later, is a lot of beeping. I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? He nearly got choked to death in his sleep. I can tell you that for nothing. Yes, I'm assuming sleep apnea. Which normally affects people that are... I'm going to be reasonable here and say somewhat more heavy set. Which just describes the person in question. It's a real thing. It sucks for them. But, you know, there's a cause for it, which is normally that you are chunky, you know. Jaeger, trust me, not even close. Boonsar, cheers for the follow. Yeah, my buddy Carl does. He sleeps with a respirator on. Basically, just be careful how much weight you put on, because you could have a legit debilitating sleep disorder as a result of it. Anyway, sort of moving back towards the point a little bit more. There's this beeping. What the fuck is this beeping? And it takes me a minute or so to work it out. It's this fucking phone alarm. And it's going off loud enough that I can hear it clearly as if it's right next to me. But all I can hear is his fucking snoring as well. I'm like, I'm done. I'm fucked off. I've had it. I'm about to get up to go downstairs to wake him the fuck up so that I can maybe chill out for half an hour before going and getting breakfast and so on. I open my bedroom door, I walk out into the hallway, and Marley is just getting out of his bedroom like, what the fuck is that noise? I'm like, it's that fat fucker downstairs snoring. And his fucking phone alarm is going off, and he's snoring so loud that you can't fucking hear it. And he's laughing. He's like, bro, you've got to record this. And so somewhere on an old phone, there's a video of like me walking down the stairs, and this noise is getting louder and becoming more voluminous. I just sort of put the phone out around the corner, and there's this. Have you all seen the South Park Warcraft episode? Make Love Not Warcraft. The guy in the chair, the one like this, with fucking Cheetos dust everywhere. You've got kind of that, but sprawled out over a sofa with his fucking belly hanging out. It's like, that's exactly what greeted me there. All right. Well, I've had a rude awakening. So I turn around, thump on the fucking door. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Fire! 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 That was what we got. It was worth it. It was worth it. Right. I need to darken that down with some real shadows. The patterns of that thing. I don't want to know. What I do know is that that was Saturday morning, and Rocco was there for Saturday night as well. On Saturday night, myself and Marley went out with Mikey, Elliot, Toby and Neil. We all went for a meal, the six of us. And left him there because none of us wanted to deal with that anymore. So he was still there on the Sunday night. Sorry, on the Saturday night. Sunday morning, myself and Marley went to Warhammer World, where we were going to play a game with... He might be in the chat. I suddenly can't remember his Twitch name. Maxim, if you're there, say hi. But Maxim and Mikey, Marley and I played a big game at Warhammer World. It was great fun. But by Sunday morning, bear in mind, he'd stayed there for 2 entire days. He still hadn't had a shower. And I don't think he'd changed his clothes. Nope. 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 He happened to be at the following tournament as well. Hobo J got the dubious honor of playing him, and he lost the game. And the reason he lost the game was because he got so fucked off with the guy. What? Steve, me and Steve created that story, but now have a yummy bog pie. What the fuck is a bog pie? Bear in mind that bog is like a slang word for a toilet where I live. Right, going to the bog. That sounds like you've got a shit. But yes, he played Jake, and he'd say, "Oh, I'm going to do this," and Jake would go, "Are you sure that's right?" And like, "Yeah, I'm going to do that." And like, I don't think those are the rules. Well, they are. Do you mind if I just ask somebody? Like, oh, fine, we'll have it your way then. So he was trying to cheat. And Jake just got fed up with it. And what he really got fed up with was... I think these are his exact words. There's something close to this. I got fed up with this stupid fat wanker that smelt of cider and piss giving me crazy eyes. Like, it was something like that he said. So there's a tournament story that also involved some bedtime. There you are. Alright. Trying to get some shadows on parts of Carl. And keep them within the right colour. Best story time so far for sure. Really? Oh, ball. Right. Spag ball. Yeah, fair. But bog pie. Bolognese. I get it. But it's just confusing. I'm sure it's lovely though. I'll make a banging spag bol too. Right, let's get some shadows in on the hand. So this is a mixture of Vallejo Model Color Emerald and some black. I'm going to hit the claws of this as well, but it's too thin for coverage on that. Swear to God, if we're in a tournament, people will be DQ'd if they smell like ass. Absolutely. It was only painted by that second tournament. It was painted by the morning of the first tournament. What's the important thing you need to tell us? Well done, Des. Right. Remember, guys, this month we're trying to push for partner. So hosts really do help. When that comment came up, I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to stop the story. So hosts are really, really helpful. If you could host, that'd be great. Danny! Thank you very much, dude. Much appreciated. Sarah, you enjoy your dinner. Speak to you soon. Comradson, what up, dude? Your mum was so smelly because she slept with that guy. I know, no. Your mum was so desperate, even she didn't sleep with that guy. You know. But yes, we are trying the push for partner. We're gonna run it not this weekend, but next weekend. We're gonna run it over that space of time. And so things that you can do to help are literally just be here and watch. Throw some comments in the chat, chat and do normal things that you guys do. But hosts are super, super helpful because they help promote the stream a little bit. They help get it towards like the front pages of different parts of Twitch, and so it helps get more of an audience here. We're gonna make that push, like I said, not this weekend, but next weekend when we're running the Necronathon. And so, obviously, there's going to be lots of fun things happening throughout all of that as well. Alright, now we've got some shadow to put in on these. Danny, thank you for that host. Small meat gang, indeed. And that was also the I want to strip down help. I literally watched it, stripped mine down clean. Good. Glad that was useful, bro. Alright. So now what I need to do is blend this up with our lights and so on. So let's take a load of that and run it through this. Kets, thank you for that host as well. Honestly, guys, it is super, super, super helpful and very much appreciated. So thank you. More Menoth White into this. There you go. It's not about a job, he's just one of life's wasters. So, he did have a job. I'm going to say apparently... Oh, I've just fucked that up, actually. Sorry, one sec. Wow. Wow, Des. Wow. Wow. He did have a job, which he was let go from about 2 weeks after the event. After an investigation based on his probation and the number of days sick he had, basically. So, they only played an army that made them uncomfortable. Terrible paint job, weird conversions, filthy. Ooh, that is a good one. That is a good one. I have played a guy... I've played many people that have made me a bit like... As far as armies go, I played a guy once who had, again, it's fucking Slanesh Marines, and every single one of his Marine squad sergeants, the champions, had a back banner, and the back banners were all printed out pictures of porn stars. It's like, that's a bit weird. That is a bit weird. I've played not in a tournament, but I've played against a guy who had 60 GC Occult neophytes in 6 units of 10, and each unit had 2 mining lasers and then 8 dudes. But he deployed them all on a table and mixed up all the units so they were all like interlaced with each other. So this was in 8th. So if I charged, you'd get to Overwatch with loads of mining lasers. And that was fine, but they were all unpainted. Every single one of them was unpainted. It was just this sea of grey. I'm like, so which squad's which? Oh, I think that's these. Right, well, I think I killed 6 from that unit, so should there be 4 left? No, because that was this... Fuck's sake. That was one of the most irritating fucking games I've ever played. And after the game, he turned around and said, "Sorry, mate, I'm just going to say this because I value your friendship and so on, but you made that game really, really hard for me to play." I'm like, are you having a fucking giraffe? Yeah, that was... God damn it, that was so bad. Face of porn stars or other image. Like a bust. Nalindi Gaming? Wait. Is this a second Nalindi? Yeah, he's trying out for Team England as well. He's a good guy. It's just, he is, like me, very competitive. But I'd say, unlike me a little, it can be... it's manifested in a slightly different way. Ignore me, I'm just here lurking. Now, what's this second account? What's going on? I'll let you lurk. You do what you need to do, but I'm shocked. I'm gonna have to follow your alt account now. She says she's just here lurking. She's fucking streaming. Brilliant. I guess now I'm your little secret audio track in the background there. Love it. Love it. The closest I had to that was a guy having silver and white as 2 of the basings for 6 squads of grots doing the same movement. Ugh. Yeah, it's annoying. So we're showing us SS German themed army. Yeah, I've seen a few guard armies that are a little too fucking close. That have not necessarily made me feel uncomfortable, but they've put me off wanting to strike up conversation with people. just in case they're a little bit too pro certain things. I'm so not about that. That's a solid no from me. Right, this is that mix of emerald plus this is emerald plus red at the moment, and it's given this really weird, almost purple. So we're using this to start picking out some highlights on all of the kiting. Just needs a little bit of love. And then we'll start working this through. Now, I mixed it with yellow, and then I mixed it with the mouth white to get the same progression that we did on the skin. And we've got this like horrid snot green, so that's not going to be the way this gets highlighted. We'll have to find a slightly different way of working this up, but yeah. I think the worst I played against was a guy who played a Marine Army in 8 but used all Infinity models. Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. Yeah, Sergeant Rolf, like, I'm going to level with you at the risk of offending you. I'd feel a little uncomfortable playing against you with that army because my initial reaction would be not sure I want to shake his hand. He might have hairy palms. However, your paint job's really well done. And so, whilst that might be my initial reaction, pretty sure I'd get over that quite quickly. So yeah, that's one of those armies that I think you're going to get some very, very polarizing opinions on. And I hope you don't get any truly negative experience as a result of it, because that would be a shame. That would be a shame. This is fucking difficult to find all the right areas to shade this guy, but we'll find a way. I totally get it, but to be real, it's a massive joke. I've put in a lot of effort. Exactly, you have put in a lot of effort on your paint scheme, and you're brush blending all of that as well. So, you've done a very good job. And I just totally slipped and smushed this guy in the face with my brush. So, flip side of that question now. We're talking about armies that gave you like a fuck no vibe. Who's played against an army and it's made him go, yes? Or even seen an army and made him go, I want to play that guy. That army's fucking sick. Everyone must have a story about that. So what was the army? And where were you? Was it an event? Was it your local? I'll share one of mine. It's probably the most fun one. There's lots. There's a lot of competition for this. So let's try and think of the most fun army that I saw. I was like, I want to play that. I got to play against an all-mechanized orc army at an event. So it was like full cult of speed. So all of the new cars and trucks and like all of those kind of elements. That was super cool. Gert. It was fucking Gert in the Amsterdam Dutch GT. Not last year, but the year before. Gert he's on Instagram as Zathinork, Let's see if I can find his stuff to show you it. This was a fucking epic game. He and I tied. Lee, how you doing, bro? We tied for second place in Best Painted Army. Ah, damn, I can't spell his bloody name. Zath. Oh, no, I'm not going to find it. Zatin. Zatin Orc? No. Oh, fuck. Hang on one sec. Let me just see if I can find him in the top, like, 30 or whatever of these. Probably not. Oh, no, I don't think I'll be able to. Oh, that's really, really annoying. No, can't find him on Insta. Damn it. I follow him as well. That's the most annoying part about this. He had an orc army where all of the orcs were done with white skin. And they were all Cromlech orcs. So they had like the little tin cap on and all that sort of stuff. They looked class. Absolutely class. It was definitely an army that had been put together because someone really, really enjoyed those minis, and less because they were going to win the event with orcs, because it didn't go that way. He played like a champ, an absolute champ, but ultimately it just got wiped off the table by my knights. It was very, very one-sided. But it was a fun game. We both absolutely fucking fell about laughing. Definitely a solid friend. In fact, at one point, we'd made a decent connection. We were talking about beer. He was talking about his kids. It was like, oh, it's really nice to have made a new friend at a tournament. And he just fucking stood there, slightly like tearing up and just hugged me. I'm like, this is weird, but I'm glad I had that impact on you. Gumley says, yeah, I played my Chaos in a seventh tournament in Southampton. The guys using Deathwatch won a game with the models and rules, and that was so fucking cool. Deathwatch, I think, have always been a bit cool, especially if you really put the effort in on them. Still shipping and weathering, just a perfect blend of gunk and fancy colours. Nice, very nice. Full non-metallic metal, 2,000 points of custodians that look like actual gold. Fair. My friend Duncan's got a full non-metallic metal custodes army, and it looks decent. You know. Pro Jam, no. Daddy Tubbs, paint a light with a brush isn't fun. You're right, it isn't. Am I hosting you as I want in the stream? When I put it on? Probably. Almost certainly. But I appreciate you wanting to get that host out there. Right, trying to mix the colour for this, and it's proving to be very difficult. I don't think the emeralds come through enough on the base coat we put down. So any kind of combination I use to mix it out of the colours that should be there, it's just not having it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to our original mix of flesh tone, red, yellow, and Menoth white. And we will see what we can do using some of that, because at least that's kind of close to the rest of the mini. That's him! That's him. God, what a fucking name to try and spell when you're dyslexic AF. Let me see if I can find his orc army. One sec. But he's an absolute boss. Here's a knight he painted for Tabletop Titans. Sorry, Tabletop Tactics. he just got in touch with Lawrence and said, "Can I paint a knight for you guys?" And Lawrence was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And then he sent them this. And the reaction was like, it's so cool. Loads of freehand, all very much like tattoo style. Look at that. Fucking look at that. It's so cool. So cool. Let's see. So here's some of his orcs. We got an army shot. How do we not have an army shot? Get. Son of a bitch. This was at the end. Here we go. It's the end of the tournament. Picked up a Best Painted nomination along with Jay from Mohawk Miniatures. You know, tied for second place with a dice roll off. He rolled a 6. You know, I love these orcs. They're class. Standards on all of the Mega Knobs. All done. Like little freehand skulls and everything else. There's the 3 of us. That's Martine, one of the Alliance Open guys. But yeah, fucking brilliant army. I loved it. This is War Boss on bike. Epic stuff. Absolutely epic stuff. But this, to me, this was an army that's like, I want to play that. I got to play it in second game. Fucking brilliant. Absolute legend of a dude as well. Super nice guy. Crushed it. Thanks for finding Viking. But yeah, that's the kind of army that I'm talking about. When you play something, you're like, this is just the most epic stuff. He's not really a competitive player. In fact, he's not at all a competitive player. And so, like, you do something, and you're like, are you sure you want to do that? He's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, okay, can I just suggest that instead of that, you do this instead? I'm like, well, actually, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Yes, mate, it does. All right. Let's try this again. What's the best mini you've ever seen? In real life, like in the flesh. Tough ask. Roy's Gazgol, I think. Roy Gonzalez, who is Elroy on Instagram. We've shown this off more than once. His Gaz is just one of the most beautiful things that the world's ever seen. And that was at No Retreat. God, this guy paints so much. Here you go. It's fucking unbelievable. Like, completely next level shit. There's no part of it that isn't perfect. So yeah. For everyone that wants to just give up painting now, I mean, there you are. There's that. And here's me with my little fucking... dude, I'm trying to mix up green with. Right. I don't think this has worked either. Just can't quite get the right tone, but let's try this as a minuscule highlight and see what happens. Just give it a go. No, it's not working. Okay, we'll come back to that. We're not going to spend all night just pissing about trying to do that. We're going to work on our little dude's face. Gotta give Carl some love now. Lenny's had all the love so far. Over to you, Carl. Good thing I'm making Jay paint for me. Yeah, exactly right. There you go, Pro Jam. I'm glad I could help out. Right. Put that down. Yeah, you see something like that and you're like, well, I paint in a different style to that. And so I can still look at my minis and be like, yeah, I love what I do. I think I'm a good artist. I think I'm a good painter. I think I'm qualified to be able to teach people. You know, and all these things. But I'd never, ever try and replicate what he's done there, because why would I put myself through that? That's all I get out of that thought. It's like, why would I do that to myself? He is just an amazing painter. And he's really humble about it too, which is one of the most annoying things. I'd rather he was a dickhead. You know, it'd be so much easier if he was just a scumbag, but he's so not. He's super nice. Right, gotta get all these little highlights around Carl's face to make this stand out a bit more. That's what we're doing now. We're kind of working this up. Working slow again, glazing all this out. Somewhere in here there's an eyeball, but this face again, they're just so mangled. Looking forward to a weekend of painting. After breaking 2 fingers today, it isn't happening. Oh, shit. How bad? I've had a few go. I think that's about right. We need to boost those values up a little bit, but that's a good start. Apparently, you meant to hit nails with a hammer. Oh! Oh, no, 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 no. Oh. Oh. The last ones I did was this one that was dislocated at this knuckle and broken here. And this one that was broken at the knuckle and dislocated. And that was... Oh, that was rank. I've got to stop this fucking gas goal spinning around on this screen, but it's so hypnotic. We were not paintballing, we were playing laser tag, and it was game 2, and we were in teams, and my team was in the lead, and 10 seconds before the end, another team just pipped us in the lead, and I'm like, we need 1 kill to get this back. And I saw somebody run up a flight of, it wasn't a flight of stairs, it was like a ramp. And I'm like, I can get them. And I sprinted up this ramp as fast as I could go. And the ramp was like a big steel grate, so someone below, they could shoot up. And I tripped over my own feet, basically. And I threw my hands out like this to just cushion my fall. Let the gun go, just put my hands out. But I had so much forward momentum that I slid up the ramp. And because it was grating, my hands went up, and these 2 fingers got caught in the grate, and this one came back far enough to break and then dislocate, and this one just broke straight through the knuckle. It was done. I put this one back in as much as I could, like immediately after the game. Then we all went for dinner at a steakhouse. This was my birthday, not last year, but the year before. It's my birthday 2 years ago, on my actual birthday. I couldn't get this one in. I knew what had happened. I'd managed to reset the brake in the cafeteria of this place in Gloucester. And I was at the table and I'm like, it's got to go in, it's got to go in, it's got to go in. And I just... I went green at the table, and Tess Who was a girl that I was kind of seeing that was sat opposite me. Was like, "Are you alright?" I'm like, "I just managed to get my finger back in." And she was like, "That was 2 hours ago. You done that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know. That fucking hurt." But yeah, that was grim. Did I shoot him, mate? By the time I got back up off the floor, the round was over. Like I fucked that so hard. That was not my finest moment at all. Mate, I know I'm able to remove 4 fingers with the chops from a building site. Got an early finish that day, yeah? Yeah, that'll do it. That'll definitely do it. Right, point of the chin. So now what I'm trying to do is highlight just the areas that are further in, but also only the ones that are at the front. This is weird, because normally I'd highlight going upwards, but because Carl is slightly off to the side, we're having to adopt this plan of more highlights towards the center of the piece. Feels strange. You're not supposed to fucking create. Wow. Yeah, good point. I mean, it could have been worse, right? I could have got the beans and the franks. Yep, sort of. I still think we need more shadow, actually. Yeah, back in with that darker colour I made up earlier on. Get that really thin. Could have invented the human grater. That's just gross. So what I'm doing now is apparently removing some of the paint from that side of his head. That's really annoying. Let's glaze that back over, and then we'll dry that down with a hairdryer. What I'm going to do is pierce a hole in my cheek as a spanner flat my hand. Oh. I mean, did it go through? Oh, Jaeger, no. Oh. Oh, that's rough. That's pretty rough. Damn, man. Like, Not sure I could have managed that one, mate. That's gross. That's pretty gnarly. Like, my worst injury is obviously the ones to my head and my neck, but as far as like little injuries go, which hand? This hand. I've got a scar here. You see it? So I was cleaning, like polishing wine glasses at a bar I used to work in. I had like the base of the glass here in my hand, and then like the stem and the bulb here. And I was using a paper towel and basically got the cappuccino machine, and you turn on the steam pipe and you steam the glasses, and then you polish them. And I snapped the stem and drove the glass into my hand. It went in here, and then came out here, and all of this was still connected. And then while the glass stem is like through my hand, I just saw the flesh just go and come apart. And that was nasty. But it's nothing like losing fingers or anything. So as far as, like I said, small incidental, these don't really mean anything, injuries go, that's about as good as it got. Couple of dislocated shoulders. Jesus, 2D sprues. I mean, Stumpy did something similar, but he dropped engine block on. Crushing injuries just make me fucking just a little squeamish. Oi. Yeah, don't know why. Don't know why. It's like a shoulder blade in half coming off a motorbike. Yeah, that's pretty rank. That's pretty rank. I mean, the worst bike accident I had has stopped me from riding motorbikes because I don't want an automatic. And I can't change gear after more than about 15 minutes because my ankle's fucked. And the lift up. It's no. Yeah, I was going downhill. Admittedly, it was pissing it with rain, so you know the ground conditions weren't ideal. But I was going downhill, and I was doing about 15 miles an hour. It was nothing, absolutely nothing. Right, I think we're pretty much done on Lenny and Carl. Liamski getting his sub on. Thank you very much, dude. 4 months. Legend. Utter legend. Also, Dave Egg. How you doing? Used to be an adventure sports instructor. Went safe tombstoning. What the fuck is safe tombstoning? To me, a tombstone is the thing the Undertaker did to you. What is safe tombstoning? Snapped the ball of my elbow joint. Funny bone. It wasn't funny. Fuck no. Oh. Tinny sprees. That sucks, man. That sucks. But have you got much of a scar from it now? Jumping off cliffs into water. Fuck. What? No, I don't do heights. And I don't really like deep water either, so I don't do depths either. I'm not a particularly strong swimmer. Your mum was so ugly when she went into a haunted house, she came out with a job application. That's good. That's good. Right. Let's do all of like this, the regular reflectiveness of the metals and so on. So for this, we can get to a new part of the palette, like a completely clean part of the palette. We're going to pop down some yellow and some Meneth White highlight, and we're going to work from here. You have what is called thalassophobia. No, I have what is called... I've done enough crazy shit in my life, and adding to that list is... Had an operation done on my big Tony Aztec, didn't work. Oh no. I have a friend who was a Royal Marine, and he had to have an operation done on his eye. What they have to do is they like hold it open with like clamps and shit, and they have to cut your cornea. But you have to be awake, and they peel it. Ugh. No. No. I have to like peel this flap of it off and to do this. But you've got to be awake for all of that, all right? And this guy's a fucking Marine. He's been places and done some horrible shit, and is a double-hard bastard. And he was apparently screaming for the entire thing because there's no anesthetic they can give you, and you just see the world, and then suddenly you see like things happening, and then you just whoop, there's your lenses. No. Oi. That's a solid fucking nope from me. Right, we've got yellow, and we need to make a real bright yellow. So we're gonna mix a load of yellow and Menoth white highlight together in like a sort of spectre across the palette. Got a really strong stomach and can watch some really gnarly shit. Eye surgery, severe damage to toe, finger toenails, gross me out. My eyes x-rayed, I basically rejected the veins everywhere I looked. Brilliant. Oh, Capellina. Oh, going right in with the nasty right there. So degloving, I've seen a picture of it. Fortunately, I've never seen it. But yes, I know exactly what that is, and that's... Nope. No. No. Ugh. Right, so let's go on with a very pale yellow to begin with, and then we'll see where this sort of takes us. So we've got loads of metallic stuff to do on this part of the mini. So we've got these manacles to do. Yeah, eyeballs. Like, no. I was going to ask how to make yellow brighter. I use Menoth White for Sickly instead. So Sickly has got an ever so slightly blue hint to it. That's why I use it for colder tones. But Menoth is a much more sort of warm champagne white. And it's one of those paints that everyone should have. And yes, I'm aware I still haven't managed to get around to doing that list of paints. It will happen. Just bear with. But Menoth White will definitely be on that list. My dad is a tough vet bastard, but also a moron. Brilliant. Sat having a heart attack for 3 hours. Operation he had to do because of the damage involved splicing his wrist open and shoving a tube up through the veins. Oh. Oh, oh no. God damn. Oh. Oh, I couldn't even imagine that. Like, that's a long way. And it's not like just going a direct route either. Like, one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever had done was I had a catheter removed. It's a tube that they thread down your old man, you know, so that when you're bedbound, you don't piss the bed. And having it removed, don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm packing a fucking French stick down there. but it's not the other end of the spectrum either. You're thinking, like, probably this much cable, right? It's like they've got a fucking 100-yard spool of the stuff. It's just any minute now. Any minute now. Why is there more? Master Mouse, that's terrifying. 7 years to live off with only half his heart. 9 years later, he's still going strong though. But yeah, he's a dumbass thinking the pain and the heart attack was happening and eventually just go away. Jesus. Dave, I never want to go onto that subreddit. Just know. Once had a blood gas done. What, blood gas? Yeah, stick a needle into your artery in your wrist. Fucking hell. Wow. It's sort of like the doctor said she took that like a champ. Oh no, I was not the ideal patient when they were removing that. I was like, I was kicking off a little bit. God, that's such an uncomfortable, awful feeling. Demon Badger, how you doing? And Wampasaurus, what up? We're telling horror stories today. Had an operation to fix a collapsed lung. Ooh. A chest drained for a few days, so tuning to the side of my chest drains blood. Every time it squirts blood, and I clear tube and send you a bucket. That's gross. I had something similar. Like, you'll never see it. There's too much beard. But under my chin, there's a scar. This was when I was... I can never remember if I was 10 or 11, because on my 10th birthday or my 11th birthday, whichever way around it was, I was either at my grandfather's funeral or in hospital. So Stufflin, I've got 2 friends that have had to have the camera treatment. Both sides, as it were. And they didn't enjoy either of those experiences. Not even in like a tiny way. Yeah, just no. What the fuck was I about to tell you? Story. Oh yes, the thing under my chin. So basically, what happened was I had a gland under my chin swell up a little bit, that then like swelled out. Basically, if you imagine my beard was my face, that was where my like face had sort of swelled out too. It was not good. Had an operation to deal with it, but I'll catch up with the chat and I'll tell the rest of the story. Should have a Scary Stories Sunday stream at this rate. I mean, we might still have Scary Stories by Sunday. It's not a good sign when the doctor has actually to hold the dick in position for him to work on that. Right? It's like being asked, "Are you in yet?" That's a fine question to be asked when they're like surprised that it's still going. It's not so fine when they're curious. When I was 13, the dentist decided I needed braces, and to fit them I'd need 3 perfectly good teeth pulled to fit. Oh, no. Oh. Always take the drugs. Yeah, sure. Just no. I have got a story about a friend of mine. I do literally mean a friend of mine that's had that done, which I've told to many people. I went to play 2 years of Warhammer with stomach pain. Went to hospital and I had my appendix removed by midnight. Jesus, that's some work. Anyway, sticking on my face, like this gland swelled up. Went to see a doctor. Doctor said, it's a swollen gland, go away, take some antibiotics and shit. This was in the very early 90s, where doctors basically would just prescribe you pills and like, go away. That's it. Rather than prescribe you're stressed or anything like they do now, it's just take some of this and go to sleep. We'll get the leeches out if it's still an issue tomorrow or whatever. So I went to the doctors, and pain and everything else persisted for several days after. So went back, saw the same doctor. It's like, look, I told you, just keep taking the pills. It'll run its course. Blah blah. Go away. So again, we did. Still the pain, and then I passed out. I remember being told I'd passed out. I don't remember passing out. And I want to glaze this so it's a little bit less in your face with the highlight towards the back. And yeah, what age are us guys meant to have the old index up the sewage pipe anyways? My advice for that one is ask them to wash their hands under the warm tap. I'll tell you that story in a bit, but that's got nothing to do with my age. But anyway, after passing out or blacking out or whatever, we went back and saw a different doctor. And when you're a child, when an adult swears, you remember it and you know that it's like a bad thing. And we walked into this guy's office at the doctor's surgery, and he was just doing some paperwork or whatever. And he looked up from his pad or whatever, like I think it was a notepad rather than anything else. Looked at it, oh fuck. I remember that being like, this is not good. The following day I was in hospital, and they basically cut my chin open, and pus and just horrible stuff just drained out of my face. And I had a similar thing to you, like a pipe like put in here, and I was in hospital for 3 days where it would literally just drip mank all over my chest. I remember coming round at the anaesthetic, and the surgeon was talking to my parents about what had happened. And they said, look, it's a really, really good thing we operated when we did. We think that if we'd left it much longer, then all of the skin on the lower part of his face would have ruptured, and he probably would have died from it. Right, that's a fucking thing to find out when you're a kid. Any more metal? Yes, loads of metal. There's fucking chain links and everything. So yeah, that was fun. But hey, I think the surgeon was very much suggesting we take the doctor to court, frankly. But yeah, it was not good. Was not good. But it's, we survived it. It was fine. Anything you can walk away from and all that, Right, yeah, the other story was the old... Can't believe I'm going to tell you this one on stream. No, fuck it, I'm going to make someone spend channel points for that story. My sister, when she was 3, dressed up as a fairy thinking she was Tinkerbell. Oh no! Oh, at least it was just that. Jesus. Say fun, Jay, I kind of think you mean nothing. Yeah, just laugh it off. Everything's funny. Everything's funny. Okay, there's Des. I knew someone had some channel points kicking about. So when I was working for the greengrocers, which has got to be probably this instance was about 4.5, 5 years ago, probably closer to 5. I started having a problem, which was that I'd go to the toilet and occasionally would pass blood. And the first time it happened, like, geez, I must have eaten something really spicy. Thickos, yeah, I know. There is a miniature version of fucking Gandalf right down there at the tank, like, you shall not pass! Like, he's been installed for fucking years now. But the doctor got past him. The doctor was clearly the Balrog. Yeah, I sit down time, you're having a shit, and you get up and you're like, ooh, hold on. And I thought nothing of it to begin with. Deck flow! You guys don't necessarily want to raid at this point in time. How you doing, dude? We are currently telling a story. My minds of Moria are impenetrable. Yeah, man. There's nothing that goes in there. The Dyson, how you doing, dude? Deckflow, how is your stream? Everybody, if you're not following Deckflow, please do give him a follow. He comes and raids here all the time. He supports this community, so go and support his as well, please. We're currently telling stories of things that have happened to us in our lives that have not necessarily been pleasant. And for anyone that is a bit squeamish, I'm about to tell a story of going to the doctors and being having to be checked, shall we say, and so you may not want to hear this, but someone redeemed some channel points for this story, so we've got to tell it now. We're locked in. 100% should be worried. Yes. Yes. So, start the story off again. I'm working somewhere that's very cold, and it's outdoors a lot of time, and I've found that when going to the toilet, I've started passing blood, basically. Thed Gills, cheers for the follow. The only thing faded grey, that's how you know it was a bad touch. Brilliant. And this is something that I know a lot of people have had happen and then just been too embarrassed to want to go and see a doctor about it. Or they know what's going to happen when they go and see a doctor about it, and they're weirdly embarrassed about that. But you absolutely can't be. You have to just go and see a healthcare professional. And it got worse. Rite Aid. That's actually not on YouTube. That's on Patreon. So there's a Patreon video. It was the first one that we did. In fact, it was how to paint black. And my workup for black, I think, is absolutely the best way of painting black. And I don't think most other workups you can do come even close to it. So definitely check that out. But thanks for joining the stream tonight, and thank you for enjoying my Instagram. Really appreciate it, bro. But anyway, I made an appointment with a doctor because one time I was getting up and there was a lot of red in there, and at that point I was terrified. Like legit terrified. I've had some injuries that we've just kind of walked off and just waited to heal rather than go and see a doctor about. And that's dumb, and you shouldn't do that. But this was something that I then immediately thought, something is very, very, very wrong inside, and I need to see somebody about this. So we went, and the doctor basically will get you to lie down and drop your kecks. And it sort of turn to the side and lift your knees up to your chest and try and relax. Which is fucking hard to do when you know exactly what's about to happen. But obviously, you know, that's a thing that then has to happen. Unfortunately, it turned out it was nothing serious. Because of the cold where I've been working and sort of sitting down on lots of cold, like pallets and stuff for a break, basically I just got a pile, and it had burst. You know, that was it. So you put some cream on, and that's you sort of sorted. But what you really, really, really want from your doctor when they're putting the glove on is to wash their hands under the hot tap, not the cold one, because that finger's fucking freezing when it goes in. And no. No. Warm tap, bro. Warm tap. If not, do the fucking Mr. Miyagi. Alright? At least that. Not, oh, I've just got some ice on, and I'm just going to freeze my hand right down. And what you want is your doctor to have dainty little fingers. Yeah, and no sharp nails. Like, hell no. So yeah, there you go. That was the time we had the check. I always do it on purpose. I must enjoy feeling you clench. Whoa. It's alright, yeah, you go. Wait till till you're there. Just you'll remember the. Oh, could you please wash your hands using the hot tap, please, sir? Please, dear God. Alright, need more shadow on that. So, let's work back to... Let's do a very dark red. Well, 20 years or so I hope before that has to happen. Mate, like I said, it's not about age. That was just a thing that happened in my life. You know, that's... Yeah, that's great, except he's got your medical records, which include your date of birth, you muppet. Right, GG, Gumbalina. Yes, Deckflow, what were you doing on stream today? Because we were sat here talking about not mini painting. Nice, James. I bet you were loving every minute of it. I once had a corneal ulcer. I had a contact lens that had, like, if you imagine this is the surface of the lens, there was something that's just protruding through from the surface, and it scratched a hole in my cornea. I took my lens out and I got to the opticians, and the optician I saw asked if he could get his trainee to come and have a look at it. And so he left the room, and then he came back in with this trainee. It was a young lass, and she started having a look. He went, actually, there's somebody else that I should get to look at this as well. Like, how many fucking people are you going to get to stare at my eye? This is really uncomfortable. But at least that was my eye and not my tallywhacker, you know. I never said you had to be accurate, just throw yourself on their mercy. Brilliant. He asked if he was going to pay you rent while he was in there. Right, so we're trying to put a bit more of a contrast on this. Essentially now, what we're trying to paint is non-metallic metal influenced by ROSL. So I'm kind of making this up as I go along and hoping it works, which is not unusual for the stream in general, if I'm honest. But, you know. Your mum is so ugly, her birth certificate is an apology letter from the condom factory. Fuck. God, I've got so many stories. So many stories. There are a couple about public nudity as well. I think Deckflow did a runner. I mean, after that story, I'm not surprised that he ran away. Wow, it's nearly whip time. It is nearly whip time, which is good because we've nearly finished Lenny, and so now we've got the hammer left to do, which is obviously quite a large element of Lenny. But otherwise, Lenny's done, and it's just about working on the atmosphere around him. And that's really good because we've got to get this guy finished this week. So, wow. Master Mouse, impressive. Were there any giving like a nice approving glance? That's what you need to. Since we're sharing and all, I told you before about how I got this condition. Yes, I did. So everything went grey in my left eye. I had to get emergency surgery. I had to cut the muscles of my eye and go into. Oi. Oh God, that's no, can't no, can't deal with that one. Whew. That's super rough. Super rough. Right, we've got one more set of highlights we're going to do with just mouth white highlight at this stage. Patch over my eye or pirate style, like Marty Feldman from Young Frankenstein. Brilliant. Oh man, that's pretty gnarly. Oh fuck, he's got that bloody collar on as well. So going on with super light brush pressure here. Just trying to get a really sharp highlight on that part of the collar. You can only see a part of it from the front, and of course that's the bit that needs to have the brightest highlight on it, that reflective highlight. Now we need to darken that down a little bit. I don't remember that part of Dead Space 2. I think I played Dead Space 2. I played one of the Dead Space games and really enjoyed it, which surprised me because I don't usually like the horror like PC games. They're normally just a bit predictable and dull, but some of the nasty stuff in Dead Space is so far out there that it was still entertaining. You're just like, what the fuck is this? But anyway, it is nearly whip time. So, exclamation point whip or exclamation point Discord and go and share some work that you've been doing. You like to show off something you've been painting. Maybe it's something that you've finished. Maybe it's something that you are just starting to work on. It doesn't matter. Come and show us what you've got so that we as a community can judge the living, can look at your work with wonder and amazement. And we can all join in together. I know a few people join the stream both here and the Hellstorm stream, and they might have their resolution hobby goals going on. You can show us what you're doing with that as well. Just need to get a couple of small highlights on this bit of chain. that's enough. So yeah, there's Lenny. Lenny himself is finished. It's difficult to get like a good shot of him, but there you can see from certain angles that we've got all the right light. We've got to do a little bit just here. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to wash that out. No. Like so. Otherwise I was going to forget at some point. There we go. And just here. There we are. So we've got bright, soft, warm, yellow, white light from the front. We've got green light from the side, and then all that shadow from this side as well. I'm really liking how this guy's doing. Remember, a lot of this that's kind of glossy in the crevices, they'll get taken away by some matte varnish. So, honestly, don't worry about that at all. But that angle, I think definitely we've got our light and shadow right. That's, to me, that looks like it's been illuminated. So, I'm really happy with how this guy's turning out. Next up, though, we've got to do all the highlights on the surrounding space. We've done all our shades for it. Now we've got to get all these highlights in. So we've got basically the same stuff to do again on all of these edges to really start to pill out some of those areas. It's going to take some time because not only have we got to do that bit, we've got to do this bit, the furnace that he stood in front of. So there's that going on as well. We've got this section, which is a bit of a sort of backdrop to get some highlights on. And somewhere on my desk, buried in the amount of Blood Angels we've got, is this little fan. Go down at the bottom and just give a little bit of interest to everything as well. So, still plenty to do. I don't need to Google whatever that is. He said don't do it. So I'm okay not doing it. But here we go. This is going to be the next... What day is it today? Tuesday. So that's Thursday stream, Saturday stream, and Sunday stream. We've got 3 streams left to finish this guy on. Tony Spruce, thank you for that shit. Illuminate him. Illuminate. Illuminate. It's whip time. Let's get to it. Don't forget as well, guys, it's not just whip time. Get your lists in on the Streamiversary lists channel. This was one that came in new today. I like it, but I'm never, ever going to paint these again. Well done, Des. Demolition Man. Absolutely. So, go and get some lists in. Vote for them. Currently in the lead, the top 3, I think, are the Tau list, with broadsides, a commander, and some fire warriors. The Tyranid list by Ichu with zoanthropes, carnifex, and some warriors. And the Space Wolf All Dread list that I wrote as well. Well, All Dreads and 5 intercessors. So definitely go there, do the stuff and things, get some lists in, get some votes in. Oh, there's no Necron list. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. But we've done a lot of Necrons on the channel recently, so I guess that's part of it. Tony Spruce, start off with you. I've reworked my yellow recipe on stream and now ready for some batch painting. Okay. It's not very bright, which I'm guessing is what you've gone for. You've gone for a much more muted look to it. It's nice. I've seen the rest of your fists though, mate. You know, looks good. Let's see you paint some Wolves Dreads. I've got 7 to paint, so let's do this. Go and vote for it, SW Miniatures. Go vote. The top 5 will take into not this weekend, but next weekend's Necronathon, and there'll be a vote done on there to absolutely cement those in to find out which one we'll be painting. And there will be a prize for whoever had that winning list. Herself Sarah, start with this big boy tonight. And with the base. Nice, got a Stomper. This is still just one of the dumbest kits from Games Workshop. Yeah, Fed Girls, please put it into the whip gallery. Have fun with this, mate. Apparently, this is an absolute pile of shit to assemble. Nice base. I like how you've added even more height to this guy. Demon Badger, right, here we go. Making a start on this guy. Mad Hatter from Creepy Tables. Very early days at the moment. Nice, dude. Nice. Looks like a lot of fun, this guy. You've got different surfaces, different textures. Yeah, there's a lot to do. Give it the airbrush. Nice. Master Mouse. Peace out, dude. Yeah, blue's lovely. I like the red, though. That. Oh, damn. God, I couldn't see the pattern before. Fucking hell. Nice. Very, very nice. What a quality bust this is. Well, it's not really a bust. Kind of is. But liking it. Liking it. Looks like fun. Very nice. Very vibrant. Obviously started at the bottom. Still working on the top part of that. Did you get any freehand on this? There's a lot of large flat area there, so. Oh, nice. Sweet, dude. This looks quality, though, already. Keep me updated, mate. I need to see it. Danny, first proper go with the airbrush. Definitely as I go. Got the details and the heights to sort, but pretty happy so far, he says. Let's get a bit more of a zoomed in pic. Hey, yes, this is the Fire People from the new Warcry box. Yeah, good work. Good work. Nice job on the fire guy. Yeah, looks good. This guy at the back, his sword, you've got very abrupt cuts with your colours there, mate. And to just feather those out a little bit. But you're learning. This is all new to you, so it's all good. Close up of him next. Good. Oh, you meant this guy. Nice. Try and find some room for some extra shadows. It will help enhance the brighter areas that you've put down. And don't forget, the airbrush is the first part of the painting process. It's not like all of the painting process. So you go back in, get those highlights in. You'll help to blend the two, sort of the reds and the yellows and the oranges and all that together as well. So that'll help. He's looking good though. This guy's cool. I think this is one of my favourites out of that set. The only thing I don't like is I wish the axe head was slightly further forward and the flame was behind it. Because here, it's like he's just whipped it back like this. And it... yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I don't like that. But looking good, dude. Looking good. Nice flesh tones. Getting a little bit of that warmth from the heat coming out. Like it. Well done. Brilliant. That doesn't look like Weetabix. Ex-adventurer, done a couple nights, just wondering how to advance to the next level. Crap at wet blending, crap at glazing. Well, you've kind of answered your own question there. Everything takes practice. Nothing that we do is necessarily difficult in terms of, like, you don't have to really adjust your thinking. It's not this, like, crazily, like, physical feat that you need to do. It's all kind of straightforward, but straightforward and easy are two different things. It still requires practice. It still requires you to invest time and effort into it. And I think that's a good thing, because if it was all super easy, then you wouldn't have that sense of achievement you get when you absolutely nail it. Wet blending is a thing that it's kind of up to you if you want to do it. It takes a lot of practice to get wet blending right. Glazing is something that you can do, and there's a much sort of lower skill cap needed, or skill level needed, I guess, for glazing, because you have the work time of I'm just waiting for that to dry. That's dry. Yeah, it's right. I need a little bit more, and you add a bit more. Whereas wet blending, you have a very limited amount of work time because the paint is starting to dry as soon as it comes out of the pot. I find glazing something that is quite relaxing and very meditative because you're just doing it again and again and again. And so that's what I would suggest that you do. We did. Won't be on YouTube thinking about it. It might be. Give me a sec. Give me a sec, dude. Let me see if I can find a video on our YouTube. So close to 1,000. Come on, tell your friends. It'll be way back. Way back. Is that one? How to Glaze and Freehand, right here. Let's shut that up. Whoops. There you go. Check that out, because we talk through the theory behind... Ooh, way too far. Still too far. There we go. How to glaze, and then we go through it a lot in practice as well. Basically, we take a mini that we'd already painted and we paint over it and then do freehand over our glazing. So it's the first half of that video is kind of where you want to be. But give it a shot. Glazing is a very, very important tool in a painter's arsenal. It's something you really need to be able to do to progress to like a really high level. Because you can do anything with glazes. And there's a few things that you can't do unless you can glaze, basically. So, a lot of what we've been doing today, for instance, on Lenny and Carl, has been done with glazes, because that's the correct tool to use. But by getting some glazes in, you're going to smooth out some of these highlights. I'd still suggest that your paint is maybe a little thick. Looking at your highlights, they're a little bit chunky. And you'll notice that your highlight lines aren't particularly smooth. So instead of being dead straight with a paintbrush stroke, they're kind of like this a little bit. That's usually got less to do with the manual control of your brush and more to do with the consistency of your paint. So just thin your paint a little bit more until your brush goes into it, picks up paint without changing shape, but picks up paint easily. You're not sort of scooping it up. That's the key. But otherwise, mate, it's just practice. You're doing great. Honestly, tidy these base rims, they'll look spot on. Keep it up. Jimmy, SW Miniatures, had a few days off painting, but finished building Techless. Got them in 4 parts to make it easier to paint. I genuinely think it's one of the dumbest looking minis that Games Workshop have produced. I'm not sold on any of this range. However, I found that with a lot of Games Workshop's more recent releases, neither the camera angle the photo's been taken at or the paint job have done the miniature justice. Jaeger, take care, bro. So I'm really interested to see what you do with it, because this camera angle already looks better than the one from the side that they normally do. The monster head is yeah, it's one way to go with it, you know. But I'd love to see the progress, mate, because I think you might change my mind on this mini. Good luck. Gummer, more or less finished 5 witches and a succubus, then done more to my first incubi, but the photo washes the colour out a bit. Okay. So 1 succubus, love that yellow. Nice there, mate. You could do more on the base. Maybe get some like bark on there or something else to just lift up some of that surface so it's not just completely flat. Like orchid bark, Sarah is going to get some of that in stock soon for doing bases like I do, where we build up big, like rocky outcrops and stuff. So you can do all of that. There's a little bit on that chaplain's base right at the very, very front. I'm going to leaf shatter as well, but can't find it at the moment. Check out Rival Crafts, and what you're looking for, I have it, but I don't think I've got it in the original pot it came in. Almost certainly not, based on the fact I can't see it. Yes, here it is. It's not in the original pot though. What you're looking for is some of this. Birch seeds is what people normally use for leaf scatter. Rival Crafts do this, and I think it's fucking ace. This is their instant base scatter. It's a mixture of dirt, little bits of like ground up bark, some slate, some lichen, and all this sort of thing. They do it in 2 colours. They do this one, which is like your normal forest one. Then they do an autumn one, which has got a little bit of red. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. I use this on all my Nurgle, and admittedly I painted over it because I wanted to have like a mulch kind of look, like a composted kind of feel. But you could put that on your base as is, and it wouldn't look out of place. So give that a shot. As far as basing rocks go, don't use actual stone because it's a pain in the ass to work with. Sarah's getting some of this stuff in stock soon. Sorry, I've got a drawer full of Rival Craft stuff, as you can see. This is bark that you find in like terrariums, like lizard tanks and stuff. And this painted up looks just like stone, but it is so much easier to deal with than stone. You can pin stuff into it, so definitely use that over regular stone, like pebbles and shit. Would love to use spark, but I'm allergic. Oh shit! Wow, I didn't know that was a thing. Damn. Tooth Rouge, yes, I have seen that tree. That was pretty epic. Pretty epic. Right, some witches. Yeah, really nice colour scheme, dude. Really nice. I love the yellow armor. They look like they've come out of the arena with that. So, awesome stuff. And then, yes, you're right. The photo has washed out some of the color, but that's a tidy color scheme. Love those horns. Great work on those. They really stand out around the pale head. Looks great. Yeah, solid. Keep it up. Thicko Nickos. Finish these 2 heads. Going to do a lava base for the full model, so plan to do some airbrush work underneath, like the necks, etc., to show glow coming from the lava. Oh, yes. Yeah. Be careful doing that on the heads, because light tends to emanate in all directions, right? And it loses strength the further it goes. So if, for instance, you go into a dark room and put a single candle in the middle of the room, you'll see it maybe like a bubble of light around it that lights up the table, maybe one of the walls that it's close to a little bit, but doesn't like hit the other corner of the room. And the areas closest to the light source will be brighter. And we're literally doing nothing but OSL for the last couple of streams. So those areas will be brighter, which means that if the light from the lava is hitting the necks of these things, which are about this far off the ground, then the light from the lava right at the bottom is going to really have power. So just be careful that you don't end up with his Archaon the on fire, because all of the light has gone up there for that. Just something to be wary of. Not saying don't do it, just balance it correctly, that's all. But good luck, dude. Done the no-go guy, this is good. Last time it was just a Zench dude, so keep it up. Wampasaurus, Victor the Castellan of House Hawkshroud, you absolute lad. Yes. God, that yellow is obnoxiously bright. I love it. My mate Pete did a Hawkshroud army. Everything's been done by brush. No airbrush. It took him ages. Solid stuff, mate. That plasma effect, I'm not entirely sure you got all of that. There's a very abrupt shift from white to blue, and I don't understand it. Cheers, Toonie Spruce. I mean, all of the last streams have been about OSL. The last stream we did, in fact, was probably a really, really good one, because we started to finish with the green. So nice, man. You could probably do with just going in with like strong tone, or if you just use the GW stuff, Agrax, and just getting some more of the recesses on the top there. You've got those two shield generators underneath the guns, the shoulder guns. You can get some of the recesses there just sort of darken down a little bit, and you'll pull out a bit more detail. Same with all of those rivets. Just do a tiny, tiny little dot on each one of those. It'll bring that detail out a little bit more than you've got. I'm not great at that, still with what you were just talking about, glazing it. It's got to be done, mate. Yeah, that's the way. But nice, really good job overall. I like it. It's very neat. It's very tidy. This is good. Well done. Nivius. No new whip today, so I want to show I can paint something other than Naked Elves. My 2020 Marine Force. A bunch of units painted throughout 2020. Awesome, dude. Very awesome. I like this. Look a little bit loyalist Sons of Horus. Big fan of this colour scheme. What I'm not a fan of is all the bare ass shoulders. Oh. Sure, Wampasaurus, I get that. The only issue with that is that you'll see it when you are this close from it. And if you put it out to arm's length, the yellow is so strong that you won't see them. And so you've done all of that work. Tiny little dots of silver, very controlled, that most people won't see, which is a shame. So personally, I would just get a little wash on each one. Like here's a tank that we're painting at the moment for this commission, right? With 3+ feet is invisible, yeah. You can see every one of these rivets because every single one of them has had a tiny dot, and there are 39 on each side of this tank. But every single one of those rivets had a little dot of wash on it, because it makes that little detail stand out with no effort. So, well worth it. Shows my biggest shame. Been working on a custom chapter symbol, but yet to get there. Nice. I like it. I like the colour scheme. It's really solid. Yeah, good work. The repulsor looks great. the lens could be a little smoother, but you've done a decent job on it. We're in the middle of producing a video for how to do lenses, actually. So stay tuned for that one. But these are really, really cool, man. Really cool. I do like that sort of deep sea green. And there it is all together. I need to get a set of little painted terrain, like a little diorama setting to take photos of miniatures in. Need to draw barrels. I wasn't gonna give you shit for that. But yes. Civilian Waffles. Still got to do the base, but my overclocked Necrons are coming along. This is cool. That orange is in your face. Very in your face. I'd maybe recommend just going over the hand with a little bit more of a wash. You could get a little bit more darkness in between the fingers. I've lost a little bit of respect. Because of what? But yeah, love that orange, mate. Orange is a real pig to work with because normally the pigment strength is dog shit. So to get a really powerful orange like this, well done. Good stuff. Okay, I like what you've done here. Take some of the black paint that you used for the main carapace and just basically paint along the lines of the outside there, just to neaten that line. So where your orange is a little bit wavy in places, you use the black to just neaten that top part out, a bit like an eraser on a pencil, and just subtracting that little bit of orange from the mini. And that'll really, really sharpen that line up for you. But solid. Really good. Last one. Working on some more Necron boys today too. This is Zex. He's got a load of new Necron warriors. We're going to be painting 20 of those next weekend. Along with 25 Immortals and goddamn so much other stuff. So much stuff. I'm waiting to get the full picture so we can get the Instagram ad campaign going and everything else ready to promote that. I've got to complete the build on the Silent King and some characters and stuff. So, yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Plenty going on. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's stream. We're not doing the Impulsor. We're doing Lenny. This is what we worked on. And he's looking good. He's looking good. We've got the hammer left to do on him. And then everything else is the environment he's in. We've got 3 streams left to finish this guy off in. And that's it. He's got to be done by then. So we've got a time limit. We've got to stick to it. Then we'll be moving on to our Orcs, Gurzag, and Nickit. Really looking forward to painting these. We're going to do either YouTube or Patreon video on how to do the skin. 2 different ways of doing Orc skin. One for like your grots, one for your boys. So that's going to be fun, and we'll do the rest of it on stream. These are very, very cool minis. I'm very much looking forward to painting them. So we will see you guys on the next stream, which is Thursday night, live at 9 PM. For now, though, as always, let's find someone to rate. Let's do it. Who we got? We got Jimmy, Slow Fuse, Malev, Ryboog, so Jimmy or Jason. Basically, we'll go with one of the J's. Jimmy or Jason. We'll let you guys choose. First one of those that we get in the chat, that's what we're going. Womposaurus, peace out, dude. Womposaurus says Jimmy. Cool, there you go. Nice try, Des. There we go. So when we get there, as always, spam the chat with emotes. Get all the meeps there. Let them know where you've come from. See you on Thursday, guys. Peace out.